I'm going to be going from this to this. Yep, from this to this. I'm trying something entirely different, a whole new different way of doing my hair. I know I've tried everything, but no, this is different. Today's video is done in collaboration with CurlsQueen. To be fresh, gifted, female, and black. That's their logo. Let's see what's in this pink box with brown ribbon and gold lettering. Okay, let's see what's in the box. So I'm taking off the ribbon, opening it up. It has like a magnetic closure. They've included this pink pouch, mesh pouch with this Tangle teaser type of brush. Very nice gold brush. And there is a bonnet, a satin bonnet. It is two-toned. We love a good satin bonnet, adjustable, very generous size. Nice. Also included, you see this pink satin bag and some cards. So let's look at the cards. It's a thank you card and a brochure or bulletin. And you have their QR code on it and pretty much all the information that you need to contact them and their socials. So again, CurlsQueen. Let's see what's in the bag. That's what we came for. All right, so this is a lot of hair. So it looks like I have gotten some crochet human hair. So this is 18 inches seamless crochet human hair, water, kinky, curly. Okay, and then they've also included some bundles, weft hair. So as you can tell, we're going to be doing a hairstyle that includes crochet hair and bundles. That's what makes this style different, and I've never done it before, so we're gonna see. First things first, I'm putting the hair in some warm water, so nothing in the water. I like it to sit for about, 10, 15 minutes just to see how it reacts to the water and just to see what the color looks like in the water. And of course, I'm going to properly wash and condition it. All right, the girls are watching. They're like, okay, can we see the hair now? Can we see it? How does it look? So here is the hair about, 20 minutes later, and you can see for yourself.
So soft. Okay, the water's not too bad. But it definitely deserves a little shampoo and conditioner. Actually, not really conditioner. It's really soft, but definitely a little bit of shampoo.
Just got out of the shower. Shrinkage in full effect. In full effect. But we got to make sure we have a very clean head of hair, right? Let's go on to spend at least an hour and a half, in my case, blow drying my hair. So I'll spare you that, and we'll come back when I'm done. Hey, we're back. This is the next day because my hair is done in stages, okay? So I went ahead and blow dried it, and I don't have any product on it. As you can see, I have type 4 hair. I have a lot of type 4 hair, as in it's considered thick, but the strands are very fine. And I retain length by using certain products, which I just showed you, okay? I love Shea Moisture, and I love this oil by Mael. A lot of people always ask, like, why do you do all these protective styles or put hair, on your head if you have your own hair? Like, why are you putting other people's hair in your head? And I would say, honestly, that the reason I have this much hair at my age is because I do protective styles. Because I, don't have my hands in my hair frequently. I'm not using a lot of heat. I'm not flat ironing my hair. I'm not doing tight braids. And I try to eat a healthy or healthy-ish diet. And I am, particular about the products that I use. Oh, yeah, of course, drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. That also contributes to your overall health and the quality of your hair. Anyway, so hair is blow dried. I'm like putting it back because I need to take a thumbnail. And I'm kind of procrastinating braiding my hair. But let's go ahead and get started. So what makes today's hairstyle anything different? Or what makes it a good protective style? So normally when you're doing a sew-in, you would have a leave out, right? Like this. Your head would look like this when you braid it, and you'd have maybe this much hair out like this. But we're not doing that today. Today, all of my hair is going to be braided back. And I'm having a weave. But how is that possible to do a weave or a sew-in without a leave out and without a closure? Because I actually don't use closures. I've never had to use a closure. But that's what today's hairstyle is about. It's a great protective style. We won't be using a closure, and yet I won't be leaving out any of my natural hair. As you can see, I'm braiding it to the back, okay? So typically I braid it in 2 layers. I start off doing thin braids in the front, and then I twist it, okay? That's just how I like to do it. I mean, other people braid it differently. The whole point is to have a flat base. And because I have a lot of hair, I like to do it, like I said, in 2 layers, where I do the front very small and then the back usually are bigger. But as I'm looking at these like braids into twists, I'm like, this could be a whole hairstyle. Why don't I wear my natural hair like this sometimes? Anyway, back to the hair. So, like I said, I take the braids in the front, they're small, I combine 2 and I turn it into a large braid in the back. So I really don't care how neat the back looks. It doesn't matter. It's all going to be covered as long as it's flat. And overall, my goal is to make sure that my braids are not too tight, which is why I like doing my own hair. And I feel like right now I'm looking like Queen Latifah in Set It Off, you know, the 90s movie. Have y'all watched that before? If you're young, maybe you haven't seen it, but I kind of grew up in the 90s, so she's like my age group. All right, so let's see. We need a mirror so we can see the back of our head. And as you see, I have tucked in my braids. Oh, excuse my mirror, it's a little dirty. You're also going to need a weaving thread. So thread and needle. And you see I push it through the weft when I'm starting off. For the first track, I try to sew it under the layer of braids. Basically, that way when I lift the track, I shouldn't be able to see my natural hair or my braids. It's a little tricky at first because I haven't done this in a while, but it's not too hard. Just be patient. I just wanted to show you, you get a lot of hair from CurlsQueen. I don't think I'm going to be using all of this hair. Anyway, I'm just measuring how much of the track I need, you know, from one side of my head to the other, and then I'm going to cut it. Now, I know a lot of people just fold their tracks. They don't cut it, but I prefer to cut it because it just is less bulky on my scalp. Okay, so you see how I sew the track onto my braids. It's easier to just watch it than really explain it. But I'm trying to make sure it's not too tight. And I also like using the curved needle because it's really hard to prick yourself. You know, when you push the needle in, it's going to curve upward away from your scalp. So, you know, it just feels to me a lot safer. Okay, so I'm now at my 3rd or 4th track and I curve it towards the front. Okay, so yeah, curve it all the way to the front and it's going to start creating a horseshoe kind of shape, right? And by the way, happy Thanksgiving. If you're in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. And say it back. Say it back. Did you eat good today or are you about to eat? If you're outside of the U.S., happy holidays. All right, so you see I've created a horseshoe area on the top. It looks like a bald man, right? So we're going to fill that area. And normally this is where you would wear a closure if you're into a closure. Or you would have your hair left out so that it can cover the tracks. Instead, I'm adding, you know, more pieces of the tracks. And then we're going to go on to the next stage. You'll see. So the holidays are here. How are you going to be wearing your hair this holiday season? It's busy season, right? And I don't have time to be doing hair. So I really wanted something that was a protective hairstyle, but, you know, looked ready to go. And I didn't have to deal with a leave out. So no leave out, no straightening my hair, none of that. And look at how much hair I have left. Now let's get to some fun stuff with the crochet hair, seamless crochet hair. Look how cute the curls are. So pretty. So again, this is the 18 inches seamless crochet human hair water kinky curly. So it's in the same texture as the bundles. All right. So it's supposed to match seamlessly. And you see in the back of my sew-in, I can use the crochet hair to fill in those areas, right? You see that? Yeah, you can use the crochet hair underneath and around your hairline. Got our crochet hook. You see the crochet hair. I'm sure by now you've seen what it looks like with the clusters of hair on a string. Yeah, the hair doesn't fall off. It's actually really secured well. So I open up the hook or the latch, and then I put it through the braid, okay? And then I just put the string, make sure the string is like in the middle, close the latch and drag it. And when you drag it, remove the hook, okay? Now you have a loop, and then pull both or one of the strands through the loop. So with this type of hair, I think it doesn't really matter whether you use, both strands or one strand. But either way, it works. So now I'm basically trying to cover that area where I could have worn a closure or, had a leave out. So imagine if you had to deal with a closure, you're still having to deal with lace and trying to disguise it. And if you do your own leave out, then you have to worry about heat or trying to blend it or, it's just too much. So to me, this is easier. So again, what makes this style different, or, I've never tried it, is that it's a sew-in, just like your old-fashioned sew-in, but instead of a leave out or closure, we're using crochet and it blends seamlessly. So I'm filling out my hairline here in the front with some of that crochet, and then I'm going to go in and trim it or cut a little bit of layers because, near the front of your hair, it typically tends to be shorter. And I'm going to go back in and thin it. At first, it looks a little crazy. But anyway, overall, this technique, I did not come up with this. A young lady by the name of Sheun, I believe she's Nigerian American. And I will link her YouTube video where she shows how she did the technique initially. And she used a different texture hair. So this is how my hair is coming out, okay? You can see it is big. It is overwhelmingly big. It takes getting used to, all right? So I have to sit in it for a minute before I figure out what I'm going to do. So side note, this hair can be colored, it can be bleached, it's really tangle free, and there is a little bit of shedding, but it's minimum shedding. And if you take care of this hair, it will last you up to a year. So yeah, it's a lot of hair per bundle. Just imagine, this was less than one bundle of hair that I used in terms of the wefts. I'm showing you, here's a middle part, and then here's a side part. So, if you wanted to, you could have done less crochet and used more of the wefts. If for example, you only want a side part or you only want a middle part. Again, this hair is from CurlsQueen, and they have not only weft bundles and crochet hair, as you've seen, they have clip-ins, they have tape-ins, they have micro links, they have lock clip-ins, they have adjustable ponytails. So I've linked everything in the description box. Basically, you can find them in the description box. And it's Black Friday, so they will have deals. I gotta say, this hair texture, so pretty with a little finger coils, a little leave-in conditioner and water, so pretty. So I decided to go ahead and put the hair in chunky twists before bedtime. Right? And that would also allow me to condense the hair. Because again, this was a lot of hair. This was big hair for me. So putting it in chunky twists, so pretty. Just gives me a whole different look. I am sleepy. It's time for bed. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Okay, she is back. It's amazing what a good night's sleep will do for you. I did my edges. I did my makeup. Look at the twist, nice and shiny. My edge control, Basque and Lather. That's my trusted product. It really works. And let's take out the twists and see what we got. Hopefully it looks good. I love how new hair can just make you feel like a whole new woman. And this looks like my hair. It really does. Or am I being delusional? Well, let me. Anyway, let's take out these twists and have some fun styling the hair. So this, my darling, is style number 1. She is a side part and a twist out. And I love it. I love it, don't you? So pretty. And I'm talking about the hair. She, my dear, is ready for the holiday season, and she doesn't have to worry about a leave out, a closure, lace, or glue. And underneath this seamless crochet and sew-in, her hair will continue to flourish. Amen? For style number 2, let's pull out some tendrils. We call them tendrils around here. And put her hair into a loose updo, like so. What do you think? Let me stop. All right, no, seriously. Make sure you use my code GKOK to save some money, okay? Now look at a middle part. What do you think? I like the middle part, but I love the side part. So let's do something different. Style number 3 or 4. We're twisting the sides, pulling it back, and then I'm pulling out a few pieces of hair, and so there we go. I think this is cute too. Very effortless and very natural glam.
I can see your face. It's cute. Look at his big hands. Oh my God. Look at your big hands, Kareem. Look at your big hands compared to mine. And they're red.
One thing about me, I will stop whatever I'm doing for my children, even if they're grown. Anyway, back to the tutorial. Let's try another style. Something for the conservative working women, okay? You can condense all of that hair into a ponytail and you look professional, okay? I could wear this to any job. So that big hair, that extra hair, can be tamed into something quite neat. And don't forget your kitchen, okay? Don't forget, brush it. It makes it look more natural, especially like where, you know, the crochet meets your scalp. You can also back comb it or back brush it if you want it to just have the softer, more natural look. You see what I did there, right? Or how about a bright headband for the Christmas season with this giant red bow where they can see me a mile away. That's cute. Right? So anyway, you have so many different options how to style this hair. It's fun, it's low maintenance. Who has time to be doing hair this holiday season? Not me. And it's cold outside, so let's try a hat. Let's see. You know what? I actually like this. I didn't think I was gonna like a beanie, but I think it looks nice with this hair. What do y'all think? What do you think? Love it! Thanks so much to CurlsQueen for sending me this hair, and don't forget to check the description box for all the details, and make sure you use my code, and make sure you give me a thumbs up because it's a lot of work doing these videos, these tutorials. Thank you so much. Bye!